Hello everybody, I'm Keen47 aka Wolfkeen here, and welcome to another edition of A Wolf's Word, where you get the word straight from the wolf's mouth. Now today on A Wolf's Word, I'm going to be talking about a PSN downloadable title, which was about 15 bucks, which I just played recently. A game where humanity has disappeared and you play as surviving animals just trying to go on with your lives. I am talking about Tokyo Jungle. Now, I don't have a case because it's a downloadable title, not a physical game. I have it on my PS3, but you get the point. So let's talk about Tokyo Jungle for a second. This is a PSN, PlayStation Network, downloadable title for 15 bucks, 10 if you're PlayStation Plus, and you also get DLC for a cheaper price if you're PlayStation Plus as well. I'm not centered. There we go. The premise of Tokyo Jungle is that you play as an assortment of animals that are trying to survive during the, basically mankind has disappeared. For some strange reason, mankind has disappeared from the world, and now it's infested with animals, which is, now animals are just trying to live their lives. So basically you play as a select amount of animals that are just trying to survive. You get to play as Pomeranians, cats, beagles, retrievers, lions, tigers. You got the whole 9 yards. You even get to play as dinosaurs. Now, don't ask me how dinosaurs are around, because they do explain, but I couldn't figure it out at the start. They have dinosaurs, they have saber-toothed, they have pandas, they've got woolly mammoths. They got all these creatures that are supposed to be extinct, and they're here in this game. So there's an assortment of animals you can play as, but let's get into the important parts. First off, there really is no concrete story in this game. Well, there is, but here's the thing. In order for you to find out about the story, you need to play the survival mode. So we'll talk about the survival mode first. In survival mode, you pick an animal that you want to survive as, and you need to try to survive as long as you can without dying. Basically, as you keep playing, the years will pass by. So it's not like in real time where years pass within days. Not really like in the same time space as Dead Rising. You know how Dead Rising actually has like an hour passes after every minute or something like that? Like some kind of idea like that. I don't know. But here's what it does. Every single time a year passes, the world changes around you. So like 1 year, the world could be okay. Then the next year, oh, there's a war going on in Shibuya suburbs. Like in year 2, then in year 3, oh, the master of disguise is around in Shibuya. Like there's events that happen during the years. Areas will get polluted. Areas will go through plague. Animals will start warring. There's a lot of factors to put into this game, to be honest. Let's go into the premise. You only start with 2 animals. A Pomeranian, which is a predator, and a cicadeer, which is a grazer. Those are the 2 types of animals you can play as. Predators and grazers. The job of the predator is to kill other animals in order for them to stay alive. The job of the grazer is to avoid combat and eat as much grass as possible to survive. So it's like real life. If you're playing as a grazer and you see like a beagle or a retriever, run. They don't have any kind of combat skills, so you wouldn't win. Now, if you're a predator and you see some of these animals, you can probably hold your own. But you gotta set like a difficulty meter for yourself, so you can figure out like, I know I could take this animal out, but then you see a tougher animal, like, I don't know, should I really try it? That's what I mean. They allow you to set your own difficulty standards. As you progress through the game, you'll unlock more animals. So you unlock beagles, like I said, you unlock black bucks, pigs, chicks, boars, tigers, stuff like that. So the more and more you play, the more and more animals you unlock, which you'll be able to use later on. Now let me explain how you learn about the story in survival. Well, there's still more I need to talk about the survival mode. In order for you to catch animals by surprise or hide from animals, you can actually hide in grass. When you head into tall patches of grass, you actually can hide. So basically, if you see like an animal you want to kill, but you can't get close enough without them seeing you, you can hide in a patch of grass, wait for the right moment, and then get the clean kill, which is basically, they catch their neck and kill them instantly. I like that aspect, that it actually, you have to play like in different ways. You can't just go, like rushing around as a beagle expecting to kill everything, because if you do that with a tiger, he's gonna f*** you up. So I do like how they have these aspects. You have to run, you have to hide, you have to eat in order for you to survive as both a grazer and as a predator. There's one other factor you have to do, which is mating. Yes, you mate in this game. As the years pass by, just like any other animal, your animal will start getting old. By the time your animal reaches age 15, their life is in jeopardy. Because that's probably the normal lifespan of any animal anyways. So before age 15, you're going to want to mate with another animal. To mate, you take over a territory. You basically mark different locations in the territory, and then you can find a female mate to make a new generation. These mates come in three different ideas. They come in desperate, who are completely dirty, don't have any standards. Then you have average, which is just like the normal everyday, like they're not desperate, but they're not completely high up, like stuck up snooty, well. And then you have prime, which is probably the highest grade you can go for. Each area you need to be a certain rank. With desperate, you can be any rank. With average, you have to be veteran. And with prime, you have to be boss rank in order for you to get the prime females. Once you mate with these, once you mate at your den, you'll have a new generation. And basically, all the stats and stuff that you've accumulated will continue over to this generation. So say like you ended the game with like your Pomeranian being at generation 7. Whatever stats you had at that generation will stay there. So basically you can upgrade your animal. You can upgrade your favorite animals if you want. So if you want to play as a Pomeranian and upgrade him to an extent that he can take out a lion, you can do that. Or you can upgrade a Sika deer that he can actually hold his own against maybe like smaller animals. You can actually do that. So there's plenty of room for customization. And the way this customization works, you can either do it of two ways. Mating and doing challenges. These challenges are completely optional. You don't have to do them if you don't want to. But if you do them, you upgrade your animal. And basically, when you upgrade your animal, you can use them more and more effectively. So really, the survival mode is a lot of fun, especially with a friend. When you have a friend helping you, it gets way more hectic. Because you have to figure out who's going to eat, who's going to provide for each other, and yada yada. Plus, you can revive your friend if you die. So basically, here's the thing. If you die, but you have a litter, like say like I have 3 members of wolves. I die, I go to the next member. So pretty much, you don't have to worry about death too much, but they can still die, the other members. So you gotta be wary of that. All in all, survival mode's pretty good. I like it. Granted, it's repetitive, but it's actually addicting. The game is addicting. It's almost like Resident Evil Outbreak addicting. Like, you just want to keep surviving to see more. That's what you want to do. It's like you want to keep going to see more. Now, what about the story? Well, basically, you find these archives in the survival mode. When you find 3 or 4 archives, you'll unlock a story mission. These archives actually tell the story of what happened to humanity. Apparently, at one point, these animals were becoming unrestless for some reason. Supposedly, it has to do with some type of new fuel or something like that, and these new robotic things. A little bit later on, you actually find out that, once you actually get through all the information and all that, you actually find out way late in the survival when you collect all the information that supposedly humans from the year 2217, I believe, are trying to contact humans in 2027. Wow, 2027. There we go. What they're trying to do is that the world that they live in 2217 is completely unlivable, so they want to live in 2027. So they're actually asking their human counterparts back in those times to help them get to that timeline, even though animals have completely taken over. But here's the real thing. In order for them to survive in 2027, they have to transport all the humans that are in 2027 to the inhospitable 2217. So basically, they're taking humans from one timeline and putting them into another just so that timeline of humans can survive. What? And the reason why the dinosaurs, woolly mammoths, and stuff like that are around is because of a time-space problem. Again, what? I don't understand this story. I think the only person who could understand this story is Kojima. I don't know. A lot of people say that Kojima probably helped in this game, and I kind of agree with it. Because you're actually sneaking around in some of the story missions. In one story mission, you play as a Sika deer, actually sneaking around in a box. Everybody started making the joke, Metal Deer Solid. and people were making so many jokes as Metal Gear Solid 2, Fawns of Liberty, Metal Gear Solid 3, Plant Eater. Like, I was going crazy, and I couldn't help but agree with that in more ways than one. This feels like a Metal Gear clone mixed with a little bit of Outbreak, mixed with a little bit of Dead Rising in some cases. I don't know, only the baked minds of Kojima could actually figure this game out. Story-wise, it's really just a bunch of chronicle stories. You play as different animals. You play as a Pomeranian, you play as a Beagle, you play as a Tosa, you play as a Lion, you play as a Hyena. You play as multiple animals, and I don't want to spoil the ending because I know everybody probably wants to play this to the end, but the ending, there are two endings. The bad ending and the true ending. And I have to say, the true ending is really good. I like it. I don't know why a lot of people hate the true ending. Maybe it's because they're like, no, that's not the way it's supposed to be. No! Really? We're playing a game based on animals and you don't want the ending to be that it should be? You guys are sick. But that's just me. I think the ending was really cool. Gripes with the game. I haven't exactly talked about my gripes. It is repetitive. I will give it that. The game can get a little repetitive at times. But usually there's a lot to do. So it doesn't get annoyingly repetitive like going crazy. Then there's the music. Some of it is good. I do like the hyena music, like when you play as the hyena during the stealth music, like dum dum dum, like kind of like some type of stealth music that you would hear in Metal Gear Solid. Because when you're playing the hyena missions, it's all about stealth. But here's my problem: they repeat too much. These songs repeat too much. I wish they were a little bit longer. They're like in the lines of Sonic. Granted, some Sonic songs are repeated and they're good. Some in this game are repeated and good, but they're not all great. I wish they were better. Maybe that's just me. And some of the story missions really are balls. The Pomeranian missions, I really don't like that much. The hyena missions are completely ridiculous because you have to play stealth. You can't attack or nothing. And the final two missions, they go way out of line. The final mission feels like a boss in fucking Mega Man. Mega Man! We're playing as animals, not Mega Man! Jesus Christ. It was ridiculous, that final boss. I beat it on my first try, but it was still ridiculous how I was fighting it like if I was a Mega Man game. I don't know. Story-wise, I think it takes a shinner. It's not a bad story, but at the same time, it's not one of the greatest I've seen. It's probably normal at best. And that's pretty much it. There's not really much else to the game. There's only the archives, the survival, and the story. So how long will this game last you? Well, considering that you could play up to about 40-50 animals, I say quite a bit. Because you're going to want to try every animal to see what each one does and pick out your favorites. My personal favorites are some of the canines, like the retriever, the wolf, and the Tosa. I love those. I haven't ran into the other animals yet, like the dinosaur or anything like that, but those are my favorites so far. As for the story, some of them I like, others I just can't stand. Like, some of them made no sense, but it's a Japanese game. That's the point of the Japanese. And I do like some of the ideas. In one of the story missions, you actually see a bear standing up on two legs like this, giving you the cross-armed, almost like he's some type of wise sensei. That had me rolling for 2 minutes. I love that moment. That was funny as hell to watch. And like I said, I did enjoy some of the story missions. All in all, Tokyo Jungle is a good game. I love it. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure, to be honest. Tokyo Jungle feels like one of those guilty pleasure games. You can play it by yourself and play it with a friend and have equally as much fun. Especially in co-op when you can just argue with a friend like, why didn't you let me eat? I had to eat first. No, I have to eat. Why am I arguing with myself? That's a problem. But anyways, Tokyo Jungle, good game. I like the concept. I think for 15 bucks, you're getting your money's worth. There's a couple of problems with it, yes, and it's not the best concept possible. My other problem is that it's an on-rails camera, basically. It's kind of like an on-rails camera that follows you around, like going left, going right, going back, going forward, over cam so you can move around a bit more. It's not a bad camera, however. It works a lot better than moving around to, like, having to move the camera around too much or tries to readjust itself and it gets stuck in a wall. So the camera ain't bad, but it ain't the best. All in all, Tokyo Jungle, good game. I like it a lot. I think I'm going to give this game, you know what? This game is a little hard to rate because there isn't a lot to it. So you know what? I'm going to give the game a 7.5. Tokyo Jungle is really good. I love every minute of it. The story is not the best out there, but it actually has a really good ending and some touching moments too. I do like some of the animals in the story, and I do like the customization available, because I forgot to mention this, you can put clothing on your animals, which was kind of funny. My friend clothed up his animals so well that he looked like Daddy Love or something like that. Like some type of guy. And he even made him look like Bret Hart. Like Bret the Hitman Hart, having the heart glasses, you know, that kind of stuff. I don't know if that's more like Hulk Hogan or something like that, but you get the point. Customization's good. The amount of animals is good. The story is meh. The survival's pretty fun. 7.5. I love this game. Pick it up if you can. It's $15. You won't regret it. So, that's been another edition of A Wolf's Word. I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen. This has been A Wolf's Word, where you get the word straight from the wolf's mouth. See ya.